I got one. It's less focused on like actual set or process. Well, one question I have about that would be along the lines of at what point do you begin hiring? Because I've kind of thought about that too, is like
Yeah.
obviously in the beginning stages, you're trying to figure out when it's best to start hiring guys. So I'm curious what your take is on that.
Yeah. So first of all, like always come from the player's coach perspective when you're considering hiring. The moment you start thinking of it from the business owners, that's like, oh, hire someone ASAP, like because they're going to sometimes rush you and make you want to hire someone quickly because they're obviously paying for every lead. You want to make sure that you have the setter that you bring in, they have the best environment to come into. Because remember, they have a first impression. If there's still broken systems, things aren't aligned, training's not there, support, and a good setter that you genuinely bring on comes into that, then expect them to leave, or you have to fight for them to stay with spending extra time with the person rather than relying on the systems you've built to help them with that ramp up period. So for me, I want to make sure that the first thing is that 4 day onboarding training's done. If that's fully aligned, they understand what they're coming into, the scripts, the training, the pay, they understand how to, submit invoices, how a handoff process works. Another thing is like how to navigate the CRM, how to be productive in the offer, advanced pipelining strategies, how to input their EODs. If they know how to do all of that and that's very clear, then I would be more confident in bringing someone in. And of course, support structure as far as training. So that's where I'd feel most confident. So that's more on like the support side to give you that first impression, give them that. The next thing is making sure you understand the lead metrics, right? I think most offers, there's no alignment between sales and marketing, which is not good. Like that's the recipe for an unsuccessful business. So for me, I want to get very, very clear with marketing. What currently is the lead to set? How many opt-ins do we get per day? Right. Once we figure out the lead to set and the opt-ins, we can then figure out how many leads do we need in order to get a close. If you figure out all of those data points, then from that, you know what someone's KPI and OTE is going to be. Because I think a lot of people, they kind of put an OTE out there, but they've never actually reverse engineered the numbers of how it works. So that can only come from you knowing what marketing's doing. And you can hold marketing accountable if they're not generating you enough leads, right? So what I do is every single day with I'm also doing this with the other offer now, we're dialing that in, is I post the marketing projections and then the percentage to projection and then the sets projections and then their percentage. So I see who's pacing. Is marketing doing better than sales right now? If sales isn't, then let's hold the team more accountable, do more intense training, look in the data to solve specific problems. If it's marketing, then I'm like, what are we working on in order to get more leads through the door? We don't have enough to work with right now, right? So for you, it's getting really in sync with the marketing department to help make sure that like the OTEs when you're promoting them. And you can literally say to a setter who's like, oh, how much am I going to earn in the first 60 days or first few months? It's like, well, here's what the plan is. Here's what marketing's doing to give you enough opportunities to close. And here's how it works as far as compensation structure. From there, they're like, wow, this is super dialed in. Even though the company might be a startup, let's say, if you've got your numbers right, they will buy in and commit to you because you know your stuff and there's good leadership in place. So yeah, just kind
Yeah.
of throwing a lot of shit at you there, but hopefully that
Yeah,
was
no, makes sense. Yeah. I wrote some of it down. Yeah, 100%.